Mundi oteyogera story.
Types of chicken. The first one, local. The second, layers. The third, broiler. Types of chicken. The first one, local. The second, layers. The third, broiler. Types of chicken. The first one, local. The second, the third, broiler. Types of chicken. The first one, local. The second, the third, broiler. Types of chicken. The first one, local. The second, the third, broiler. Types of chicken. The first one, local. The second, yes, I'm saying when we talk of living agriculture, this is the home where you get all the knowledge, the skill, the information, and the technical assistance by just viewing, liking, and subscribing. So, as you are viewing now, you can text somebody that whatever we have been waiting for, it's on air. Poultry project means chicken production. And when we talk of chicken production, we are going to look at the types of chicken. Types of chicken. The first one, local. The second, layers. The third, broilers. The fourth, broilers. Now, some people mistake the broilers and the broilers. When there is a difference of B and
This is
K.
the home where you get all the
broilers.
knowledge.
Then the fifth one is called the
information
and the technical assistance.
And the last
By
one,
just viewing, liking, and subscribing.
the
So,
sixth,
as you are viewing now,
is called the
you
rainbow.
can text somebody that whatever we have been waiting for, now it's on air. As we proceed, every person is mandated to know there is a difference types of breeds. B, we are
And
going to
is
start
a
with the
home
local.
where you get all
Broilers.
How do we know?
Then the fifth
That
one
these chicks
is
are
information local and the technical assistance.
Number one,
And the last
by
one,
just
the local
viewing,
breed, liking, and subscribing.
the
So
sixth,
these are the
as
traditions.
you are
viewing now,
is called the
you
rainbow.
can
Where
text
you are.
somebody that whatever
Local
you have
breed,
been waiting for, now
it is a due purpose.
As we proceed in laying eggs, producing
Every person
day one chicks,
is mandated
and even
to know.
meat. There is a
The
difference
lifespan
of breeds. B, we are
And
going to
is
start
a
with the
home.
local.
Is
Where
3
you
years.
get all
How
broilers.
do we know?
To then the
15
fifth
years.
one
These chicks
is
are
called
information
local
me
and the
how.
technical assistance.
Number one,
And the last
the
one,
the local breed.
the lifespan of
And
local
subscribing.
breed.
The
So
sixth
these are the
years
as you are viewing
to
now.
15 years, the
You
rainbow.
can
Where
text
you are.
somebody that whatever
Local
tell me
breed,
waiting
who
for
is watching
now,
me
it
now.
is a due purpose.
Yeah.
Your
As
local
we
chick
proceed
in laying eggs,
How long does it stay?
producing
Every person
day one chicks,
and how
is
many
mandated
times
and even
does
not
it
produce.
There is a difference.
The lifespan
Lay
of
eggs.
breeds. B, we are
And
going to
because
start
I
with
said
the
it
local.
before, is 3
where you
years.
get all
What
that
do we
concerns
know?
all the
Yeah.
broad
Yeah.
objective
Is
of
our
living a
local
good culture and
is
how
to
we
equip you
number
with
one
the
the knowledge
knowledge
by
the
the
local
local
breed
and the
the
information
lifespan of
and
local
subscribe
breed,
because we need you to
That
so
is
these
the
are
breed
the
you
you
are
are
viewing
viewing
your
your
years, the rainbow.
where
Now,
the lifespan
local
as I said
breed,
waiting
who is
for
watching
now
it now,
it is a due
15
purpose.
years.
Your
As
local
we
chick
proceed
and
this
in laying
local
eggs,
bus,
how long does it stay?
What you
Every
call a
day
manda,
one chicks
and how
is
many
mandated
times
even
does
not
it
produce.
There is a
The
difference.
lifespan
of 9 times.
B, we are
And
going to
because I
start
said
with
a year
local.
is 3
Where you
years.
get all
What
that concerns
Then
all the
yeah.
broad
Yeah.
objective
Yeah.
of living a
Because what I
culture
know
and
is
how
to
we
do it. Number one,
the
the
knowledge
last one,
and
if
you
we
and
just
the
lay
lifespan of
and
local
don't
breed
allow
because
it
we
to
need
be
you
used
to
as
be
a
empowered
body.
in managing
Just
your
get the
eggs,
the rainbow.
where we
Now,
shall tell you how the lifespan
local
as you
breed,
can be who is
and
watching
now
is
now,
a
15 years.
your
As
local
in the period of
the
this
3
local
weeks
bus,
when incubated
you call a
day
manda,
one chicks
how many
laying
days
even
does
not
it
produce
The
the
lifespan.
this is what we need to know. We are going to start
Because is 3 years.
one bird concerns all the broad objectives
Honestly
of
speaking,
living a what
it
I know
lays
and how we do it.
Number one, the knowledge a minimum of 21 eggs. Don't allow it to be used
These are the
in a month.
Get the eggs.
The
If it
rainbow.
can lay
Shall tell you
20
21 eggs in a month, and that means your local takeaway is 3 weeks. When you take where they are supposed to lay, it must have certain lay, return it where they are supposed to lay. The latest one, this is what we need to know. We are supposed to because 3 years, one bad concern now all the growth objectives. This local bad, how honest, number one, the knowledge, it can incubate, don't allow eggs. And if it means incubate, if it can lay 21 eggs, you will its eggs. And that means your local takeaway is 3 weeks. When you take once you have many 10 which are laying, return it where the cocoa. Give it for the first time. This is what we need to know. If they had the first one, remove the chick. Now give it the second one. This big is if it has the second batch, it can the chick, it can give it the third. Don't allow it. Now if the third one, if you can lay, I'll tell you 21 eggs, you will eggs. And that it can your local take it out 3 weeks. Get once you have very cold water, 10 which are not return it where the cocoa. Give it for the first night. DPE that water. If from there first to where the cocoa, remove the chick. Now give it the second one. This big we go back because it holds the chick. It can give it this. Don't allow any of our now and day time if you can 21 and it does like this. And it can after laying your local take it out 1 week it resumes. Once it lays, if it have that form where the take it back for the night, it's that laying. So this 1 week from there when it will have remove that now if we give them on this big we go back because this is how it can manage the local breed of our pecan day. You 21 and to be honest, the biggest challenge of this government here, it resumes. Once have all the capacity, have that of support, take it back for the but this one from there is the implementers. That's why Living Agriculture came out to assist whoever have a smartphone and can afford to get the data. The government will find us there and they support us such that we can go on the ground, because we have some farmers there who cannot be able to buy a smartphone. Always you are watching Living Agriculture, the home of knowledge, the home of skills, the home of information, the home of technical advice. This is who we are. Just like it, share it, subscribe it. Every information you need pertaining poultry project, it is here with us. We are going to look at the layers. When we talk of the layers breed, somebody may ask me, what is layers? We should remove this S and we remain with layer. What does the term layer mean? This is the hen which is entitled to be laying. Even these local ones, if it is a hen, it is called a layer. Even the broilers themselves, we have layers. The broilers, if they are hens, these are layers. But the reason why we are talking of the layers breed, these are the exotic hens. So what you need to get is that the layers breed, its lifespan
is just 2 years, and it doesn't exceed that. Layers, its lifespan, it is 2 years in production. I normally call them contract poultry or chicken. You buy them when they are day 1, they start laying at 4.5 months, at times 5 months, at times 6 months. And when they start laying, they don't exceed 1 year. That's why I normally call them short-term project in poultry production. There are still some sub-breeds in these layers. We have the Isa breed, we have the bovine brown, we have the Hubbard, we have the Highline, we have the black one. All of those falls in layers, but the best type, it is called Isa brown. The second is bovine. The third is black. Then the fourth is silver. These are the types of layers. If you were to go into laying, into layers breed, make sure you ask, what type of layers do you have? And if the one where you are going is honest, will tell you, I have Isa brown, but honestly speaking, in Uganda here, to get this one, they are nowhere. Don't lie yourself. Neither in Yugachik, neither in Viyinzika, neither in Kijambo, even Kenichik, they don't have them because they are just imported direct from Belgium. And this bovine comes from Netherlands. The black one, we used to import them from Zimbabwe. Now these silver, these are the ordinary ones we normally have in Uganda here. So the reason why we came out with this idea of living agriculture is to give you what you need to get, instead of just going and pick randomly. And the production of the Isa brown is 98% when laying, followed by bovine. This bovine is 96%. The black one is 90, silver 78, and the rest follows. As we go back, you are watching Living Agriculture with Luigare Isa Luigare and Brian Mutebi, who is, whatever you are seeing here, these are the technocrats. Whatever you are viewing, it is through their capacity. Now, we have completed about the layers breed. We are going to handle now the broilers. It is the third. Somebody asked me, what's the difference of broilers and layers? But I could not ask myself why or wonder. And you normally call these ones ezenyama, for meat. Who is viewing now? If these ones becomes off layers, do they turn into beans? Oh, for the locals, if one slaughtered, do they turn into dodo? Now these broilers, these are short term, just kept not exceeding 3 months. if they are not a parent. Broilers, their lifespan in the commercial, 4 weeks to 6 weeks, 2.5, if not that, to 3 months, you sell them off. These are so-called short-term birds. But still, broilers also have breeds. The first one is called the Cobb 500. The second is called Ross. The third is called Sasso. And the fourth, Hubbard. The best breed in broilers, it is this one here. Within 4 weeks, it weighs 450 grams. Now the second is Ross. This Ross here, it has a spot which is black at the back. Now this is also here. These are the brown broilers. They are the same as Cobb 500. Now these Hubbard, zino zezamwe eza Uganda. Most of the companies here, they produce Hubbard and Ross. Somebody should not blackmail you. I'm selling Cobb 500. And these Cobb 500 are imported in 2 countries, Belgium and Turkey. Tewali walala. Somebody should not deceive you that the broilers, you see broilers, we import them from Netherlands. That's madness. These ones, they can also lay eggs if you want them to lay. You can buy the Cobb 500, you keep them for 4 months, they start laying, and it will work. We have completed about broilers. The fourth is croilers. Let's go back. Normally, the best breed of broiler comes from Turkey, Tebakulye binusu, and Belgium. The third is Bulgaria. Tewali walala. Don't be deceived, because some of the people they are good at deceiving that we breed Cobb 500 from where? We get them from Kenchik. And what is Kenchik? This Kenchik, we should separate these 2 words. Kenny means Kenya. Then chick, as you know. As we have Yuga, chick. But some people simply go randomly. Atwagalaza Kenny chick. Meaning you are going to buy the breed from Kenya. This is just a company name, but the breed remains the same. Now the croilers, these are from India, Indian breed. Their lifespan is 3 years to 6 years. Zino, these are dual purpose. They are like locals. You can breed them for laying eggs. You can breed them for meat. You can breed them for producing 1-day-old chicks. They grow faster. The original croiler, what we call the F1, stroke generation 1, at 3 months, it must weigh 4 kilograms. And if it is 4 months and its weight, it is below 4 kilograms, we call that the F3, then generation 4. Bino, these are technical by us who are the veterinary officers, because we have to be honest. By the way, our program here, or our channel here, is honest but uncomfortable to some of the stakeholders in the business. Because what we need, you who is viewing now, you should be acquainted with the knowledge. Not just a matter of being there and losing your money by not knowing the right place, the right source, the right breed. That's where we are. I remind you, you are watching Living Agriculture. The source of knowledge in agriculture, the source of skill in agriculture, the source of information where you start to get what you need. It is not just a matter of going into poultry without knowing the breeds, the structure, the common diseases, the symptoms of wheat, and even the disease. So when you go into living agriculture, you will get all the knowledge you want. The fifth breed is Sasso. Now for Sasso is more or less croilers, but the only difference is these ones are brown. 2, the Sasso, if it comes to those which are white, they have the belt, the black belt. And some of them have naked neck. Once you come to such breeds, if they are exotic, you should know these are the Sassos. Lifespan 2 to 4 years in production. Still, you can use them for breeding 1-day-old chicks. 2, you can use them for laying eggs. 3, you can use them for meat. So the choice is yours. Oyagala zikozesa ki? What do you need? These are what we call the Sasso. And the last one is the rainbow. Rainbow. This one also are dual purpose, but their major characteristics, they are all brown. Could it be the cocks? Could it be the hens? They don't have any other color apart from brown. Olita kulimba saying, I have the rainbow, but we have those one like the guinea fowl. We have those one with the white color, Nedda. They are all brown. These are what we call the rainbow. Now, we have finished the types of chicken breeds. We are going to look at the structures. How do we construct their structures? But what I know and what you need to know, when we talk of the structures, these are the chicken houses. Number 1 must be well ventilated. Two, must have enough light. 3, it have to be on a standard form. What do I mean by standard form? You should not enter in your chicken house when you are bending. No. What you need to know that your chicken house must be on a standard form. These normal houses, si buno buno buyingira ndabe, not that. Then the last one, in our chicken house there must be litter. Never use the coffee, never use the sawdust. Never. Why? When you use this sawdust, you will be promoting diseases, as we shall see them as we go on. What we need is to use the coffee husks. Totabala notekamu ebyo ebyembaawozo. No. When I talk of the well-ventilated house, assuming this is our house, what we do, from the ground level here, it should be 4 to 5 feet, as I'm standing here. Then here, it should be 4 feet. And at the length here, it should be 8 feet. And the width, it should be 4 feet. So if it comes to the chicken house construction, make sure the ventilation is to be 8 by 4 at the house of 10 by 15. Edirisa oitakola ebyobwewusa. No. If it is not well ventilated, 1, we shall be having diseases which occur in the house which is not well ventilated. You might have to mark that. 2, when I talk of the enough light, it should be having light at all corners. This is very important here. As we go on, we shall reach what do we mean by enough light in the house. 3rd, the standard measurements. Toyingira nga ayingira mu toyi. No. Enter in that house freely. It should be having the space itself. Then on the floor, we must have coffee husks, not sawdust. It is not that every tree is a tree which is friendly to the chicks. Some of them have smell. Some of them are poisonous. So to avoid that, don't use sawdust. If you cannot manage to get these coffee husks, at least, but for the inavailability of coffee husks, you can use the rice bran on the floor. This is how the house should be. Roofing here, use what you can afford. Tewerega kuchota sobola. You can use iron sheets. You can use papyrus with the buvera. It can work. You can use grass. One day, by the time I went to India there, I found some chicken houses were roofed using grass. And I was asking, lwaki neno mbayindi bakozesa ebyo? People could not believe. But so, the layman, somebody whom I need to start poultry project, use the material which you can afford to get. You shouldn't go for alone, when you are going to start with only 5 or 10, start with the material which is available in your area there. Then, for the construction of the building, we have 4 types of materials. 1, you can use the offcuts. 2, you can use poles, reeds, and mud, a taka. 3, you can use bricks. Finally, you can use the plain sheet. Buno obwa roll. You can use those ones for constructing the wall of the chicken house. You are on living agriculture, the source of knowledge, the source of skills, the source of technical services which you need to get. Now, after looking at the structure of the chicken house, some people in our language mukiyita kiyumba kya nkoko. That's wrong. Ekiyumba, it is normally for piggery. It is the chicken house, enyumba y'enkoko. Never call it a ekiyumba. As for cows, it is called a kiraro. Now for chicken, it is called a nyumba y'enkoko. That one is done. Temuddamu okubiyita njaba suna amatu. Now we are going to look at the common diseases. The common diseases, signs and symptoms. Now, if it comes here, again there, you get me right. Because if it comes to treating these birds of ours, I'm very proud of myself. During my introduction, I'm called Isa Luigare, a veterinary officer, a deserted medical clinical officer. I have the reasons why I deserted from medical to veterinary. I found that 95% of the patients who were storming the health centers were not because of sickness, but because of poverty. Bali bavu nga bazunga. You take the test for the blood, urine, whatever, and the results were negative. But somebody who went into that profession by choice, I could sit with them and we discuss the family matters. They could tell me, omukazi ali lubuto, mwana bamugobye, mirimu gyaweddewo, situlina kyakulya. There I noticed that these people were not sick because they were falling sick. But the background at home, it is what it requires to, and I went to train to become a veterinary officer. Now, the common diseases, signs and symptoms, this is where we are. Most of the people fail because of this. Sagala wekwase. Now, number 1, we have the viral diseases. 2, we have the bacterial diseases. 3, we have the fungal. And 4th, we have the inbreeding. Omuntu ajja kumbuuza inbreeding kyeki beeramu. Now when we talk of the viral diseases, these are non-treatable diseases. We only vaccinate them. If you did not vaccinate them and you are using the chemical medicine already, they are all going to die. Now, when it comes here, I thank the person called Brian Mutebi for whatever we did to see that we discovered the herbal medicine made from plants which can vaccinate all the viral diseases and treat all the viral diseases using the plant medicine. Who are on the platform there? You saw them. They are effective and they do what they are supposed to do. I go back. To do this, in making research on this herbal medicine, is to reduce the cancer disease. Cancer disease is caused by eating food which is chemically treated. All our birds here and all our birds we produce are herbally treated and vaccinated using plant medicine. Teweraliikirira kulowooza nti enkoko eno bw'oba ogigemye n'eddagala egganda enafa. No! Buukako olwaleero. All of the vaccines you use are made from plants, in the exception that they were just value added. The first one is the marijuana. If you have ever had the problem of toothache and you went to the dentist there, that first injection before your teeth was extracted, it was marijuana which were put or injected. Kati folino tulikozesa mu kugema nkoko, it is used in that. Don't think that it is only marijuana. We have 54 plants mixed in that. So it is just a matter of a call away. We deliver it. It is just a call away. You can't give it to you. Could it be in animals? Could it be in poultry? Could it be in rabbits? As you requested us to be presenting these ones in English, we shall repeat all the past programs such that every person can know. If it means this one, where should I go? Atamanyi Luzungu, you go back mu Luganda. Where you got lost in the Luganda, jangu mu Luzungu. There we cope up. The viral diseases here, we are going still to name them. Because what I want you, who is following now, by the way, if you have time, it could be better to have a pen. Because you never know, your phone may get a virus and all the information are crashed out. Write it down. We said the common diseases in poultry, signs and symptoms. We started with the viral diseases. That's the first one. Viral means vaccination, no treatment. Totawana. 2, the bacterial diseases. These can be vaccinated, but still these are treatable diseases. 3rd, the fungal diseases normally are caused by the feeds and the place where you keep them. Then the inbreeding, tobuuza buko. Now who is viewing? When we talk of the buko, this is the inbreeding. You have a cock and a hen. They lay eggs. Again, the cock mounts the daughter. That process, it is what we call the inbreeding. So in our medicine, could it be chemical? Could it be herbal? Inbreeding have no treatment. Totagala. Because in human being, if a father runs to the daughter, because they are fathers who are useless, they go to their daughters. If we identify that, we boil matoke, put the some other greens. We request them to be naked. We start singing and they dance. The inbreeding in the Bantu goes away. But I have failed to train these chicks to start dancing while stepping in the feeds. So inbreeding is controlled by you. We cancel this out. Now we are going to look at the viral diseases here. What are they? How are they transmitted? How are they controlled? How can we prevent them? Number one, it is called the Malex. We have two writings. Malex, this Malex here, it is USA, American language. And this Malex here, it is a UK language. Because this Malex, it is a hatchery-borne disease. Chenjagala omuntu okumanya chechi. Malex disease, it is a hatchery-borne disease. Its incubation period, 3 months. Until they start here, they look healthy. From day 1 month, 2 months, but the 3rd month, they start losing weight. Nezifuna akajambi ya wano, and they start dying. And if they have started looking into that stage, make sure that it has no treatment. Totagala. But I'm proud of ourselves and the team here of Living Agriculture. We have managed to make this medicine from plants. And this is where people are using. Now, Malex, it is a combination of all diseases you are going to look to see here, or here. Its signs and symptoms. There is diarrhea. There is cough, weaving, loss of appetite, and death. This is Malex. Enkoko ezaluliddwa waka, they don't get infected with Malex. Malex definitely brings the eggs when they have fowlpox. Brian brings the eggs when they have typhoid. Hajat brings the eggs when they have Newcastle. Another one brings the eggs when they have IB. Another one brings the eggs when they have... So, if they hatch in one incubator, they all combine these diseases and they make one Malex. That's why we normally say, if you have bought chicks from the breeder, make sure Malex is vaccinated at day 1. Never accept your supplier to tell you that in 7 days, vaccinate Malex. There make sure that Malex was not vaccinated. Malex is vaccinated by technical person who knows the dosage, the administration, and the site. This is Malex. We have finished that. For the second is Newcastle. I'm not talking about the football team. You may ask, again, the football team, how does it come to the signs of symptoms? This is the #1 killer disease in chicken. Teriyo ddagala zungu limujjanjaba. There is no chemical drug which is used to treat Newcastle. But we have discovered the herbal medicine which vaccinates Newcastle and treats Newcastle. Newcastle, its a sign and symptom. The first one is to get paralyzed. In our language, the common one, in Central, we call it, how do we call it? Okusanyalala. Neba nga tetambula. That's we call it insotoka mu Luganda. But in Newcastle, it gets paralyzed. Second, the green diarrhea. Third, twisting of the neck. The fourth, the massive death. Zozifa, chikungo. No treatment using chemical medicine. But in herbal, it is 100% perfect. Who is viewing now? When you are in this project, start today. If it is too late, start tomorrow. By asking for these numbers, we can even deliver them to where you are, except for those who are viewing, because we have those who are in Turkey, we have those who are in Malaysia, we have those who are in Germany, those who are in Europe, even in Africa, the whole of this country. Whoever is viewing living agriculture, we cannot deliver it to you. But if you are in Uganda here, we deliver it to you wherever you are, provided that you pay. Because if you meet the costs of the medicine and the transport, we deliver it to you. Totawana kujja Kampala, because we have those who are in Arua there, we deliver them. I'm very lucky that even there is somebody who is in Kigali. I sent it. Mutebi sent somebody who is in Karamoja. What you need is to meet the costs of the transport. We deliver it. You don't need to come to Kampala. Somebody was asking, where are you located? We are located in the new tax park. That's where you find our office. It calls New Tax Park Mall, opposite Ham Building, so Namirembe Road. When you are inside the park there, look up there. That building is where it has free money hypermarket. Second floor, room 917. That's where you find us. We talk, as we normally say, living agriculture consultation is totally free of charge. It is just your data and airtime. Because what we need is to empower the community, improve their household income by getting the right knowledge, the skill and information. Because what I know, poverty is the cause of criminality. Poverty is insecurity. I don't expect my boy of 18 years to leave away his chicks to go to demonstrate, to go in riots. No. Normally these people, they go there because they lack something to work or something to do. But whose role? It is now who we are here. Put on airtime, buy data, look for living agriculture, ngoise. When you call me, or when you call Brian, or the Hyatt there, you will get all the knowledge you want. At no cost, we don't charge you. Because to choose of all videos on YouTube to say that, no, I'm looking for living agriculture, that's an achievement. Because if all people start doing their business and manage them, we shall cost even the expenses we incur to these health officers to these veterinary officers. And what matters, these veterinary officers at the sub-counties, they are not veterinary officers, the service providers, but they are salary earners. Kambagambe, you who is viewing now, always my conversation is honest but uncomfortable to the majority in the system, because we tell the community what they are doing. And the community, they don't need your money, they need service delivery. That's what we are doing. And who is to pay us? You who is viewing. When you start overcoming these programs and the challenges, if it comes that there is some contribution I need, you will respond positively. I have a group in Entebbe there, which is led by Madam Precious Musumenta, called me and told me, now you see, we are in Entebbe here viewing you. Please, can you change the language from Luganda to English? I said, Madam, you are not requesting, but you are ordering. Because what you want is what we give you. Newcastle, if you have remained in the chemical medicine, it should be vaccinated at day 1. And even Marek's disease is vaccinated at day 1 or in the first 10 days on Marek's. And be very sure that these birds are injected. We inject here at the neck. Before we were injecting at the thigh. But due to unprofessional veterinary officers who claim to be, we found that injecting at the thigh, they were piercing at the small bone of that 1-day-old chicken. They were becoming lame. And we advised them, because Marek's, it is like a BCG in a human being. Day 1. When a child is born, is vaccinated against TB. That's the first vaccination, which is called BCG. As I told you, I diverted from medical to veterinary. Then this Newcastle here, it is like polio in human being. Have no treatment. That's a hard fact. Are we together? Now, Newcastle vaccinated at day 1. And if you have failed at day 1, it should be vaccinated at 7 days. If they have exceeded this period, vaccinate it the day you have known. Now for day 1, if we are vaccinating, day 1, 1 day old, it is just 4 drops in the mouth. Totonyeza mu maaso. No. Some people quote it as a poem, that every vaccination, it is done in the eyes. No, please. Now, we are looking at the diseases of chicken. We started with the Marek's. This is the viral disease which has no chemical medicine. But for the herbal made from plants can be vaccinated and can be used for treating Marek's. Newcastle, it's also a viral disease which has no medicine for treating Newcastle in terms of the chemical medicine. But for the herbal, we made it vaccinates and it treats the disease. Gombolo. How do you identify that gombolo have affected your birds? One, they huddle together. They look as if you have poured water on them. They have the chocolate dropping, which stinks. If you come across such, that's the sign and the symptom of gombolo. And if it happens to be there, don't use any chemical medicine to treat them. What you need to do, get a quarter kilo of sugar, mix with 6 tablespoons of salt in 20 liters of water. Give them within a period of 30 minutes. You will see the change. There will be no death for gombolo disease. The fourth disease is fall typhoid, omusujja. Characteristics or signs and symptoms: loss of appetite. They don't eat, neither drink. They feel the coldness, shedding of feathers and wings, the white dropping. If you see that the dropping has the white color, that's a sign of typhoid. Totagala na birala. It can be vaccinated at 2 months, but still it is a treatable disease. It can be treated. If you are locked in the chemical medicine, use tetracycline 25%. Use oxyveto. Use oxytetracycline 30. Use doxin. Use hyperamoxicillin P. Use Keprosil. All these are medicines for treating fall typhoid. Then avian flu, senyiga, weaving. They have respiratory system. Their breathing is a problem. So what you do, if we are used to the chemical medicine, use erythromycin, use doxin, use doxyveto, use tyrosine for treating this avian flu. And if it is infectious bronchitis, signs and symptoms: for the mature one, they lay deformed eggs. Awo ng'omanya nti there is IB in them. And if you slaughter them, you may find that there is some intestines which are like coated fats, and they die. And if it comes to fall pox, yekawali mu nkoko, swelling of the head, swelling of the ears, having some air space, the yellowish dropping, having wounds on the mouth, wounds on the comb, look for German product. Is bathing, then you give